Hello people of the webs. So you have been to the zoo at some point in your life, assuming that you are a person of the 21st century / first world country. So it's fair to say that you have been to a zoo in your time. So if you came to a zoo, any zoo, might be Chester Zoo, very underrated, unlike musicals that are overrated, musicals equal retarded. But if you have been to a zoo, any zoo, maybe Chester Zoo, then you've come to maybe the giraffe enclosure. You see there is a giraffe, sticks its head out of the giraffe door window. Then you see this woman that's holding up a sign, the female gender sign. You may be thinking one of two things. For number one, that woman is mentally insane, trying to bring up gender in a place of animal captivity. Though to be fair, a zoo is for the purposes of showing off animals, but looking after those animals. The animals have it much safer in a zoo than in the wild. Humans trump God. Humans can give the animals the air, food, water, bed, medicine, and other things that it may require. From nature, the animal has to hunt, but has a % chance of actually succeeding in its hunt, so the animal is much safer out of the wild. But you come across this woman, you think one of two things. Either that woman is mentally insane for trying to bring up gender in a place that is completely not related in any form, or you have gone insane and you're just imagining this cunt. Unfortunately, this woman actually exists. The zoologist be sticking their neck out in the battle of sexes. This one might be a bit of a sort of doozy. Our ideals about male and female are widely out of date. No, they're not. If anything, the vast majority of humans in existence, by far the vast majority of all humans here on Earth at least, are more liberal or left-wing and modernised, be it good or bad, primarily bad. You're more likely to see a male father that is all alone, or is bullied by his overly extrovert, overly misinforming, overly nosy wife. By far the vast majority of media show men to be, it could be the news or it could be a cartoon, but either way, the vast majority of men are bullied by their over-assuming females, be it a girlfriend or a wife, or maybe a sort of hybrid of girlfriend and wife. But females have more power than men. That is technically the new thing. So no, our ideals about sex or genders are not outdated. They are not out of date. The London Zoo at 50% term is a cheerful cacophony. Now, you can see the article for yourself. I'm not one of those conservative YouTubers that just puts vague pictures of articles over the screen, forcing the liberals to respond but research it for themselves. I actually have the screen or the article right here. There's one thing I have over people like Sargon of Akkad. People that seem to not be able to read. #burn. Oh, invention of Richard Dawkins. The guy is an atheist scumbag, but he comes off as being many times or sometimes this nice atheist scumbag. He mocks religion for the same reason that atheists mock religion in general. The wrong reasons, of which I can touch up upon in another video. These videos are not like those by H. Bomber Guy or Shaun, or Saga of a Card or Teedledeer. These videos have to be just below 10 minutes, or maybe a little bit more, because of memory space. Most of my videos it gets cut off. Anyway, so apparently there's a bit of a talk of... Have you seen the article? The article is by the famous hyper-conservative slash hyper-liberal scumbags, The Guardian. It says for 200 years, not for 2000. The screen might be sort of blurred because Alcatel phones are fucking stupid. Anyway, this cunt just says how people are out of date in their assumptions or their beliefs about gender, normality, or how genders can function. Brings up this anecdote of how the all-regal spider, the females are 125 times bigger than the males, how they cannibalize the males, or how cannibalism of males after sex in the animal kingdom is not rare and is actually very common. It talks about how animals, the female is usually the gender that has more power over the male, and uses this as an excuse to make females appear or come off as being superior to males. Basically another example of liberals preferring females bullying males, then have that be the new equality. Basically the same thing you get from anything that is liberal or feminist, man-hating. Or something that people like Shaun or H. Bomber Guy are too scared to touch up upon. Something called... sexism could go both ways. There's not just... I forgot what it was called. The term for a man hating a woman has its own... The opposite has a name too. I'm thinking misanthropic, misanphasia, but misanphasia is a fetish. It's not... basically, sexism can go both ways. Hence there being a term for men against females, but a term for the females against males. Hence the purpose of things like International Men's Day, talking about men's actual mental health, or actual equality, helping the men survive a world that's more dominated by females, or feminists, rabid, TikTok obsessing, overly assuming, jumping to conclusions 1990s to the 2020s or more, overly extrovert, overly positivity and fun, over truth and work, feminist scum. Sort of people that are sort of defended by people like Shaun, or maybe by H. Bomber Guy. More likely by Shaun, because I've been sort of binge watching many of his videos. He just comes off as being this liberal scumbag, trying to defend the liberal bullies that are actually responsible for the Conservatives being all wild up in the first place. Because conservatism in the 21st century by the alt-right is a response. These people are bullied